Talking for Hawaii. Take Two starts now.
Good Monday morning, everybody. It is 8 o'clock. We thank you so much for joining us here for Take Two.
Kelly and Christine here. Time to break down the top stories of the day.
Later this morning, Governor Ige will deliver his final State of the State address.
Dallas Ontiveros joins us now live with a preview. Good morning, Dallas.
Good morning, Christine and Kelly. Yes, we've been keeping our eyes on this throughout Wake Up Today, now into Take Two. And here joining us on Take Two, we have a special guest. This is Mike McCartney, the Director of Department of Business, Economic Development, and Tourism.
Aloha,
good morning.
Dallas.
Aloha,
Aloha
once again. So tell us, we're about 2 hours away from the State of the State address. And what are your thoughts of it being Governor David Ige's last final State of the State address today?
Well, you know, who would have known that back in 1986, when he got appointed to the House of Representatives, that he would be governor today. And if you look back, he's done 8 of these addresses and probably served at one of the more transitional, toughest times, you know, Hawaii has faced, you know, from the COVID crisis to the volcano, to the flooding, to the false missile test, and all the different things. So he's been a transformational governor, and I think helped to make things better and change the trajectory of Hawaii. And I think using, you know, his unique talents as a special person who's very grounded.
There's no doubt that these last 8 years has had its challenges, and something special is going to be happening during the State of the State address, and it's going to be a little bit of a history lesson in a way, and a nice story. I'm going to show you 2 examples. Go ahead and share to our viewers what we're seeing here. First is this key.
Yep. Yep. And Auntie Pilahi said, you know, as the world searches for world peace, the world will turn to Hawaii, because Hawaii has the key, and that key is aloha. So I think the governor today, at his last State of the State, is going to give every lawmaker a koa key that says aloha is the key, made by the Kamaka family who makes ukuleles. And it really reflects chapter Hawaii Revised Statutes 5-7.5, and it empowers all the elected officials to use the aloha spirit as they make decisions on behalf of the people of Hawaii. And so giving them the key reminds all of us that we each have to do our part. There's not one leader that's going to solve all of Hawaii's problems. It's each of us in the community, and those of us who are elected to be the stewards have to take responsibility. And if we use our key wisely, we can live aloha and then share it with the rest of the world. And I think Hawaii has a lot to look forward to, and there's a lot of hope. And we know, because of our diversity and who we are as a people, place, and culture, we're very unique, and we can share that with the world. So the challenges we face today are opportunities for us to be a better place to share with the world, and that's the aloha spirit.
And this key presentation is going to be happening during the State of State address. And you said it beautifully, you know, that's something very special about the islands, is that we have this beautiful history and these figures that not only remind us of where we came from, but also serve as a guide for us in the future. Now, the last question I want to ask is, what do you think we're going to take away from some of the leadership qualities from David Ige as we're going into this new election year and moving forward out of this pandemic?
You know, first and foremost, integrity. I think that he's made all his decisions based upon his integrity. He's made his decisions that are grounded with the community, very careful listener, and evaluates everything. And then I think, you know, he's an engineer, so he wants to plan things out. And so he's rebuilding the things that are slowly falling apart. So many of the things that are going to manifest themselves are things that he's fixing now within the departments, like the tax modernization system, or a payroll system, or paperless programs that will pay off dividends into the future. So he's quietly rebuilding government. And when he first started, the first day in office, I asked him, you know, you're my boss today, not my friend. And so, Governor, what do you want to do? And he said he wants to change the trajectory of Hawaii by restoring faith and trust in government, so our children and their children can choose to call Hawaii home. So I think this last 8 years, you know, he's done his very best to start to earn the trust of government and to create a new government that can provide new needs to the changing world we live in. And so I think he'll be recognized as a pivotal governor that helped Hawaii pivot into the new era, you know, from the old era of pineapple, sugar, and tourism to a digital economy, knowledge-based, zero emission, and we're in that transition period right now.
Mike McCartney, thank you so much for joining us here on Take Two and providing such a wonderful insight within the last 8 years. Thank you so much.
Aloha.
Aloha. And again, this State of the State address happens in less than 2 hours. You can watch it live on air and online at 10 o'clock this morning. And we have one more live interview coming up in the next half hour. But until then, reporting here from the state capitol, Dallas Navarros, KHON2 News, working for Hawaii.
Dallas, thank you. Turning now to COVID, where 3,100